New Year's is oftentimes felt with a feeling of freshness and rejuvenation, so much so that it isn't uncommon for people to make New Year's resolutions, whether it be shedding off that 15-pound sack where you keep your cookies, or cutting your family into pieces to summon Cthulhu. What New Year's resolutions do you have, if any? I'm asking this to myself, Scott Moore, who is here alongside with me, and of course the viewers here on the Mishmash podcast.
I think we need to start off this conversation with really insisting that anybody that wants to cut up their family should put it down in the comments, along with maybe your address and possibly a time that you plan to do this. Just for science purposes. That's it. Just for science purposes.
Did you know that Siri, actually, if you ask it, it will go like, hey Siri, where do you hide a body? It used to give you the location of dumpsters and swamps.
Siri is a friend. She really is.
The thing is, and then in a court case, they brought it out, like in a murder case, they pointed out that he searched for it using Siri, and so now whenever you ask Siri, it's like, hey Siri, where can I hide a body? It responds with, I used to know the answer to that question.
What's sad is if I was ever in a court case and they decided to go through my search history, you might as well just lock me up because, whatever I'm trialed for, I probably have searched it before, just to see what people would say. I've searched a lot of stuff. Being a writer, I have really probably went above and beyond. How do you use chloroform? I'm not going to use chloroform, but my character in the book might, and I really need to know. So...
It was a writer's Google, so it
right.
knows
So that way it wasn't so weird. But then
bad
serial,
people.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't even matter. So let's get back onto the topic.
So what New Year's resolutions do you have, if any?
I don't participate in New Year's resolutions because I figure that I'm going to fail at them.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when.
I think so as well. I generally if I make them, I fail, so I don't even bother. I do have, goals that, are in games for the year. Not just for the year, but, things I would like to move forward to. For instance, on my, my NJ website, I talked about some of the books that I'd like to finish. You and I would both like to finish the Kane's Files and get that out there. I would like to publish my fourth novel, Cataline, as well as finish the first draft for a horror story I'm working on, and the Kane's Files, too. I would like to get those done. Those are some of the goals I have for this year. And on a personal note, just work more, save up more money, and be able to move forward in my goals on a personal level.
So I think everybody should have goals. Goals that you can achieve. Goals that are not so much a life change goal, but a goal that you are building a better life. And in that aspect, yes, I have goals. I want to see myself do such and such. And there's plenty of them. But... that's something that I want to achieve by the end of the year, and it's something that I feel is attainable. And I know that a lot of the New Year's resolutions, I hate people with New Year's resolutions most of the time because it's always the same thing. Wasn't this your New Year's resolution last year? Do you not think that maybe you just aren't cut out for doing this? Maybe you shouldn't, and maybe you should just start it whenever. You don't need to start on a Monday. You can start just as easily on a Sunday. You don't need a time and a base to start living healthy. I hate the first month of the year because I go to the gym and I go regularly. I go every day, 5 days a week, and I love it in December because in December I can bounce around. I can, do what we call supersets, and I can hit the bench press, and then I can turn around and go over there and hit the tricep press downs. And I can do that, bam, bam, bouncing back and forth. But as soon as January comes around, you might as well not even go to the gym because there's not a point in it because you're going to be standing around for 15 minutes waiting for other people to move. Especially the people who are sitting there staring at the equipment, wondering what in the world they're doing because they didn't do any research. They're not taking it seriously. I should say that. It's not the people that go in there and want to change their lives because you should. If you are overweight or you are underweight and you want to see a change in that, go to the gym. It's a very good place to be to do that, to achieve that goal. But if you're going to go in there and you're going to do neck presses with the hamstring curl, then you probably should go back home first and maybe watch a few YouTube videos, read a few articles, and try to understand what you're doing before you just jump in. You don't...
I remember after I broke my arms, I used to go to the gym quite regularly. And then after I broke my arms, I went to the gym by myself, because normally it was you and me that would go. and it had been a while, and I was just doing the sets and some of the things that I would normally do, and I had forgotten some pretty basic stuff. I went to go do something called Skull Crushers, and instead of using the normal smaller little thing, I grabbed the barbell and I put weight on that. And I'm like, why is this not right?
Yeah, so
I looked around stupid for a second. And
mishaps are okay. Trying out something different, possibly okay. But going in there without an idea, just going in there and start bouncing around. Like, it really bugs me in those times whenever I'm trying to get a quick workout in and I want to get back home because maybe I had a long day at work and I just want to get this workout done and I want to go home and I want to stand there for 15 minutes watching somebody bounce around not knowing what they're doing. And I'm willing to help. People in the gym are willing to help. There's magazines, there's YouTube, there's guides, there's bodybuilding.com, there's other bodybuilding forums. There is enough avenues out there that you can know what you're doing. There's actually the person that works in the facility, unless you run a 24-hour facility where the worker goes home. But if you go in there during times about peak hours or whatever, then you can ask these staff and the workers there to help you along. But it's those people who go in there without any idea. So they're doing bicep curls. They're right in there. They're in the squat rack doing bicep curls. And you're like, that is not even what that's used for. You're wasting people's time that are trying to do something. And then they turn around and they're over there doing like leg presses on, and then they bounce over and they do triceps, and they bounce over and they do the pec deck, and they bounce over and they do one set of something else.
They're doing a little everything. They're going to be twice as strong as you.
Right. They have no idea what they're doing, which is fine. Everybody starts somewhere, but if you're going to start, maybe you should look into it. Maybe you shouldn't just jump in there. You don't just go into the kitchen one day and decide that you're going to become a 5-star chef without reading a couple recipes. You read a couple recipes, you try your hand. Maybe you should read a couple workouts before you go in there. Because not only are people sitting back there getting frustrated at you for, wasting everybody's time, but they're also thinking, God, this guy looks awful silly. Because I'm pretty sure that he just strapped that to his face, and it has nothing to do with that. I've seen some pretty funny things, and they're not innovative. They're silly. But
that's your New Year's resolutions, I say.
My New Year's resolution is to not look silly in the things I do. Is that a good New Year's resolution?
I'll take that, I think. And for the Mishmash podcast, just to slowly come into our own on this and hopefully be able to make good content. And
alright, so if you guys like this video, if you guys have any New Year's resolutions, you just want to ignore that we don't like them and you want to put them down below, we'll give them the thumbs up. It's alright. Have your New Year's resolutions. We're going to let you slide on this one. But please like, subscribe to our videos, and catch us next time. Thank you.